is our March 9th, 2026 regular session. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. May I call upon Martha Lazo to lead us in
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
There's plenty of seats over here if you guys want to come sit down.
Yes, sir. There you go. Come here. So much.
Please come on in and sit and enjoy our meeting.
Pasen a tomar asiento, hay más asientos acá disponibles.
Thank you. We will move on to the adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, then we will adopt the agenda as presented. We'll move on to commendations. First of all, we'll have our student commendations. I would ask the middle school to present first today.
I don't see our student here yet.
We'll
Would
wait
you like-
for a second.
Okay.
We'll move on to having the high school present.
We'll say the exact same thing.
See what happens when we're prompted to say. Well, we'll move on to the elementary school.
Isabella Estrada. There she is, yes. And Miss Isabella Estrada, come up, our K-1-2 student of the month. Stand by this book. We're going to say some nice things about you, Isabella. Isabella is an outstanding student who continues to impress with her hard work and positive attitude. She is in the dual language program. I have had the joy of teaching her for the past year and a half, and it's been amazing to see how much she's grown, both academically and personally. She gives her best effort in everything she does and sets a great example for others with her determination. Not only is Isabella a strong student, but she's also kind and helpful. She's the first to lend a hand, encourage a classmate, or brighten someone's day with her smile. She demonstrates the character traits we have learned daily, making our classroom a better place, from Mrs. Moody. And also from Mrs. Carrillo. Mrs. Moody has been my amazing teaching partner for 8 years now. I appreciate all of the guidance and support.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Oh.
We have one.
Oh, my apologies. Here, we'll just read, but we're celebrating everybody today. It has been a pleasure to have Isabella in my kindergarten and first grade classroom. Isabella is always willing to learn new things and has a can-do spirit. It has been amazing to see all the growth she has made. Continue to work hard, and the sky is the limit for you. From Mrs. Carrillo. That one went with the other one.
Okay, Leo Lazo. Okay, it says, congratulations to Leo for achieving this award. I am thrilled to have Leo in my 4th grade classroom this year.
He has had a positive influence on everyone he interacts with inside and outside of our classroom. Academically, Leo is very intelligent and he works to set high goals for himself. He works vigorously to achieve anything asked of him. He has shown outstanding growth, especially in math this year. He participated in the Smile Club and set a great tone for the club. His ability to be a strong leader has encouraged others to work for success as well. Leo is a phenomenal student who makes fantastic choices for model behavior each and every day. He is a great role model and citizen of our community. Great work, Leo, from Mrs. Bernhardt.
Okay, our volunteers at the elementary school, this month we selected 2 students out of the educational elective. It was the Intro to Education program. And these 2 students, it was very, very cool how they came into our school wanting to support teachers. And they wanted to also learn about education. So what we did was we asked them, would you rather support the teachers in the classroom or in the workroom, or what would you like to do? And all of them agreed that they wanted to work with students in helping the teachers. And that has been such a cool program for us at the elementary school. So our peer volunteers from the high school, they are 2 excellent. There's actually more students in the program, but these 2 started from the very beginning. Julian Rios is our first one. Julian. So little something to say about Julian from the classroom where he's working with several students. Julian Rios is a wonderful example of giving back to a school community. As a high school student serving as a peer mentor this year, Julian has shown kindness, patience, dedication while working with the younger students. It's a different breed, isn't it, than the high school. He first worked closely with one of the students who needed extra time, care, and attention. Together they created a personal interest project that helped the student truly shine. Julian is now guiding 3 TAG students as they work on their own self-interest projects, offering support and encouragement along the way. His positive attitude, bright smile, and great energy makes the students feel comfortable and welcomed and excited to learn. Julian clearly cares about helping others succeed, and it's easy to imagine him becoming a strong educator in the future. We are very thankful for the time and effort he gives to our school and is very deserving of Volunteer of the Month. That's Mrs. Olson, and from your guidance teacher, Mrs. Gonzalez. Julian is a very communicative and animated individual who brings positive energy to the classroom. From the beginning, there was no doubt that he would make a meaningful difference while supporting students one-on-one. He engages well with his one-on-ones and helps create an encouraging, fun learning environment, making them feel comfortable and focused on their work. From Ms. Gonzalez. Thank you. Our next one is Freddie Herrera. It's great to have these young men and women that have been in our peer tutor program be an example to their elementary kids. Freddie has such a calm demeanor and does a great work with his one-on-one student. He provides just the right amount of support to help the student be successful while still promoting independent work. I have received positive feedback from the students about how helpful their time is together and has been, and they look forward to working with them each week. As the first semester ended, the student even expressed how much they hoped their support would continue. That just shows how positive the impact Freddie is having on our students. Thank you.
And then last but not least, our staff member of the month is Sam Moody. has been my amazing teaching partner for 8 years. I appreciate all of the guidance and support that she has given me throughout the years. I know that I can always count on her whenever I need something. Mrs. Moody always has a positive attitude and is always willing to help and learn from others. She is an awesome teacher, and I'm so thankful to have her as a teaching partner, and our school is also lucky to have her from Mrs. Carrillo. Mrs. Olson says, Sam Moody is the kind of teacher who makes a lasting difference in the lives of both her students and her colleagues. She brings a rare mix of motivation, tenderness, and humor into everything that she does, creating a classroom where students feel encouraged, supported, and excited to learn. Sam has a natural way of connecting with kids and helping them believe in themselves. As a colleague, Sam is equally inspiring. She is always willing to lend a hand, share ideas, or brighten someone's day with her positive attitude. Her dedication to her students and her school community is clear in the care and effort that she puts into her work each day. Plus, I love sharing a good book recommendation with her. On a personal note, I've had the privilege of having Sam as a teacher for one of my own children. Seeing her impact from both a parent's and a colleague's perspective makes it easy to appreciate the genuine care and commitment that she brings to teaching. Sam Moody truly embodies what it means to be an outstanding educator, and she is incredibly deserving of Teacher of the Month. And then from Mr. Pratt, Mrs. Moody is a quiet, behind-the-scenes leader. She leads by example and wants what is best for students and colleagues. She is an English-only dual language teacher. Last spring, after the countywide Professional Development Day, she advocated for staff to go to a biliteracy conference called La Cachencha in New Mexico. She went to a session regarding bilingual education and loved every minute of it. She desired this for her colleagues too. After many emails and phone calls with pricing it out and talking to me, the school sent 14 to the conference this past year. Every teacher came back and started implementing their learning for the benefit of the students. It was a great experience and validated the work being done at the elementary school in the dual language program. I am proud of her leadership and helping us all to be better at our craft of teaching, Mr. Pratt. And then I just said, Sam's a strong supporter of our PBS and our Character Strong programs at NISA Elementary, and she is an instrumental member of the team and has been a huge supporter of those programs in the K-1 classrooms. Thanks for being an amazing part of NES. Thank you.
Our guys here. We have Mr. Antonio Mendez as High School Student of the Month. Got the following things. Antonio Mendez has been at the shop since he was a freshman. He's what is best about our community. He's eager to learn, respectful, and willing to give back to his community. I can always count on Antonio and his parents stopping by the shop during parent-teacher conferences. I'll miss those visits. Well done, Antonio. I'm proud of you. That's from his best friend. In the 5 years I've had the pleasure of having Antonio as a student, I've seen him grow not just academically, but into a gracious and proper young man. He exemplifies great character and a polite demeanor. In life, Antonio will accomplish whatever he sets his mind to. His parents should be proud of raising such a great young man. Mrs. Lazo. Read one more. This was funny. Michael Phelps is in a swimming pool, Vincent Van Gogh with a paintbrush, Pele with a soccer ball, Jimi Hendrix with a guitar, Antonio Mendez with a word search. Those statements are synonymous with the greatest of all time. Along with Antonio's amazing talent of finding words, he's one of the smartest, kindest, hardest working, greatest students I've ever taught. Antonio is quiet and requires almost no attention to complete assignments and learn in class. Because of this, I don't chat with him or give him much attention as other students receive. This makes Antonio no less remarkable as a student and person. Antonio thinks that he's really sneaky, and no one knows he's incredible, but obviously we all know this about Antonio. Antonio and family, thank you for making our school greater, my classroom a smarter place, and our community a better place to live. Antonio Mendez, Student of the Month. Thank you. Congrats, man.
We'll now have the NISA virtual school.
And I was made aware that last month we had some technical difficulties, so I'll be sharing. Apparently you guys can do it that one. So I have an 8th grader from January. Her name's Cadence Scott. I got to meet that family, and that family is super active and just in strong academics, strong attendance. And so I want to introduce that one first. Check cable, awesome. Spoke too soon.
Wake up the computer.
There we go.
We're gonna do pictures if you guys can wait just a minute. Sorry.
All right. Here's our first student we have.
This month, we are excited to recognize an outstanding student from NISA Virtual School. I would like to introduce to you Cadence Scott. She has been enrolled with NISA Virtual for the past 2 years and has truly made the most of her experience. She is a successful student who consistently demonstrates dedication, responsibility, and a strong work ethic in her learning. Outside of school, she is highly active and involved. She participates in cheer, enjoys traveling, and balances her busy schedule with grace and determination. Her ability to stay engaged both academically and personally speaks volumes about her commitment and her character. Beyond her achievements, she also is a wonderful role model for her younger siblings, leading by example through her positive attitude, perseverance, and kindness. As she prepares to transition to the high school program next year, we are confident that Cadence will continue to grow, succeed, and inspire those around her. We are proud to celebrate her as our Student of the Month. Thank you, Cadence, for being awesome. And remember, we are NISA Strong.
All right, and then the next one we have are 2 siblings, actually, that I felt like I needed to recognize. We have Lee, who is a 5th grader, and his brother Xander, 2nd grader. Got to meet those kids as well, and it's just super, some of the most outgoing kids I've ever met so far. And so I'll let the video kind of speak for itself, but this is Lee and Xander.
Today, we are recognizing
I'll do this. Oh, of course. There we go.
Today, we are recognizing 2 Students of the Month, Cleve and Xander. Cleve and Xander demonstrate our character trait for this month, which is excellence. Excellence means showing up, working hard, and always trying your best. Both Cleve and Xander have shown dedication, responsibility, and a strong commitment to their learning. They both have awesome attendance, are actively involved in their academics. They love to read and consistently put effort into their learning. Outside of school, they stay very busy. They love practicing karate, roller skating, spending time with their family, and most importantly, playing with their little sister. Cleve and Xander, we are proud of the hard work and excellence you show in your learning. Thank you for setting the example for everyone and for all students at NISA Virtual School. And remember, we are always NISA Strong. Today, we are recognizing.
Thank you. We'll move on to the middle school.
They're not here?
Still not here, okay.
Wait till next.
All right, those of you who were here, there's an opportunity to have pictures out in the hallway if you would like to.
With your family
If
members?
you're, and for you and your family to go out there and have your pictures taken. And if you'd like to come back afterwards for the rest of our short meeting, we'd be happy to have you. Okay, we will move on to the next portion of our meeting, which will be visiting patrons. First of all, we have the Migrant Education Program update on their trip to Washington, D.C.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, all right.
What? This is Chromebook, right?
Yes. Hey, while we're waiting, can our other visiting patron fill in?
Yes.
She has to go to basketball practice anyway.
Yes, how are you guys doing today? Good. I'm gonna stand kind of over here so I can look at this and speak to everybody. So first of all, I want to start off with, we had BPA State and also Wrestling State happen, and we had Natalie Beck, Ruth Romans, and Ava Anderson and Hannah Marduk all placed in state, which for BPA, and are going on to nationals in May, I believe. And then we also, for Wrestling State, we had Jose, Joey Jimenez, Diesel Johnson, and Don De La Fuente placed in first place for state wrestling, which that's pretty cool as well. And then we have prom coming up April 11th, so a little reminder of that. Also, spring sports have officially started for their practices, so we're getting into that. We'll have lots of things coming up pretty soon. For track, I believe, it's coming up very first. I think next week, I want to say, they have their first meet. And then HOSA is off to state at the end of this week. Oh, actually, tomorrow they're leaving to go to HOSA State. And then lastly, we have Support the Court happening on Monday, this coming Monday from 6 to 8. So I'd love to see you all there. And that's why I try to make it a little pretty quick, because I'm going to head off to over there to go help them practice right now at 6:30. So kind of rushed through that, but do we have any questions for me?
Is there a theme for Support the Court?
Yeah, it's actually Neon Out, so that's very fun. I like how they did a little theme. Usually they have usually kind of implement something, but this year they're trying to really implement a theme for those students to be able to participate in. Thank you, that's a really good question.
It's in NISA, correct?
Yes.
It's opposite NISA.
Monday
Yes.
at
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Monday 6 to 8.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Today we will present to our Washington DC trip. My name is Xavier Diaz. These are my two partners, Samantha Casas and Jessica Ariola.
So, how will this experience help us? Or what are we looking to find during this trip?
This is a wonderful experience that we are very lucky to have been given the opportunity to do. Not many of us have this as a chance to do. We believe that this can help us grow in our future careers and have a better outlook on the legal side of life. We are thrilled to share an unforgettable educational opportunity in Washington, D.C. that will turn our future lessons into lifelong memories.
Our what makes us excited to go to the Washington DC trip. Ingrid's excited to learn more about how the government works and what we can do and what we can hear. And Samantha, she's excited to meet new people and learn about how she can make a change in the world. And I'm excited to know more stuff about careers and how we can help other students get more opportunities.
Okay, so we have had past trips that were from the migrant program. So like 4-H, Only, Juntos, and other camps which have helped middle and high school students speak up and meet new people. Because of this experience, we're prepared to meet new peers and become better at speaking out on what we believe is right, and we are also prepared to leave DC with newfound knowledge.
Now, what are we expecting to learn? Based on past experiences and such, we have the opportunity to gain a better education, which is something we expect to learn. We expect to learn about the Bill of Rights, voting, problems concerning the U.S., and how we can make a change based on what we can actually do because of our age. Now, we want to know what our problems are in our republic, and this trip will also provide us with an understanding of what our rights are.
How will we apply this to our lives? We will use this in school, our interactions with peers will help us with communication and social skills in school. We can also, when doing presentations, we can be more confident, like right now. Out of school, getting jobs in the future, we can be prepared and more secure in interviews. And this can impact in the future. This can help us in our careers and change how we are confident when we're doing stuff for our careers.
Okay, benefits of this trip. There are 3 main benefits that we put on here. So like learning about our rights. Many of us are not sure what our rights are or how we can use them. This will allow us to learn, and it will help students be able to express their feelings more towards that. And yeah, newfound knowledge. Many of us are not aware of the Constitution or what it holds. This can help us understand it. Real-world experiences. Visiting Washington, D.C. allows us to experience history and government in real life instead of just learning about it in school and just forgetting about it the next day.
Thank you. It was an honor getting to present to you guys. Do you have any questions?
How many of you were there who went on this trip?
Well, Ingrid's the one with the experience. Her and I have not gone yet. This will be our first one.
When are you guys going?
It would be in June.
June 7th.
Great. Any other questions?
How many days are you guys staying there?
We are staying there for 5 days. 5 days.
2 days.
Flying.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll be a great trip. There's a lot that you're going to do and a lot that you get, a lot to see,
Yeah.
a whole lot to see.
Yeah, we're really excited to get to see everything that New York has to offer.
DC.
Oh, DC. Very good.
Well, have a great time and learn lots.
Yes, thank you. And hopefully you'll come back and give us a brief summary of what you all did and learned.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
I would just like to mention that, how great our school is, because Jessica has been here 3 years, and she's learned the second language, and she was able to come here and present. And her English is very nice. She's learning, and she's continuing to learn. And she was a little nervous today, but she did a great job. They all did a great job. So, also thank you all the teachers and everybody here in our district.
Good job.
Ryan, do you need to approve this trip at this time? Since it's
if they were just informing us and asking to go on the trip, or what?
We're rolling it.
They're scheduled to go June 7th.
Okay, so we do need to make a motion to approve that they go on this Washington DC trip.
Okay, but I'd like to know how many nights they're staying and
4 nights, 5 days.
4 nights, 5 days.
And is this just for the high school?
It's for high school and middle school.
For high school.
Together at the same time?
No, we, middle school will go June 21st to the 25th, and high school will leave June 7th to the 13th.
And it will be the same 5 days, 4 nights.
That was for high school only.
Oh, high school. How about
Yes.
middle school?
Middle school is only 4. Yeah,
4 days, 3
Yeah.
nights?
3 nights, 4 days, yeah, 4 days, 3 nights.
And who's chaperoning, just two, or?
No, I'm gonna include, I'm looking for a few chaperones.
Board members?
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I've asked Miguel as well, you know, somebody else I've been asking, I've been looking around and just to see. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared, I don't like to go on airplanes. And at our first meeting with parents and students that we had last week, I told them that I was not gonna go. And they were like, well, why are you making our students go, but you're not gonna go? You know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, but I did not want to go. I'm terrified of heights and airplanes, but I will go with them. So,
I would like to have this come back for our approval or whatever. Then we have more of the dates where they're going to stay, how many kids and how many chaperones, so we have a little more complete picture.
What's the cost?
Because we do have time.
Is the migrant program paying for it?
Yes, the migrant program is under Title I C. It'll be 2 chaperones per 10 students. I know a few years ago there was something happened at the airport and it was delayed for 2 days and we stayed there we spent the night there. So I was glad we had enough chaperones to watch over the students, so it'll be 2 chaperones per 10 students.
There's another DC trip too, or is this one the only one I've heard about?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one I think that's in the, it's not in our district, it's in our. Yeah, county.
Yeah,
That's a county trip.
that's spring break.
Yeah.
Gotcha, all right.
So, but yes, we will bring that information to you with an itinerary and everything, so you guys can see what their trip looks like and stuff.
Feel better about
Yep. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other public comment this evening? Thank you, ladies, for your presentation.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting if you'd like.
I would want to keep
If there is no other public comment, then we'll move on to reports. We have our ASB report. We'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Perfect, thank you. Well, good evening, everybody, and happy time change. Yeah, I know, it came up as fast as I could. Anyway, as we move the clocks forward, it really feels like we're starting our sprint into the spring months. And as our ASB president has already kind of alluded, like spring sports going, I mean, it's fast and furious now. Last week, we had the opportunity to celebrate our amazing classified staff during Classified Appreciation Week. Our classified employees are truly the backbone of our schools, and we're incredibly grateful for the work they do every day to support our students and staff. And I know most of them appreciated the board coming around and handing those gifts out to them, so thank you for that. Next week, we'll be holding parent-teacher conferences on Wednesday and Thursday, followed by spring break the week after that, which always marks an important transition point in the school year. Last month, we also shared our mid-year assessment results and projections for student growth across our K-12 system. We're excited to move into state testing coming back from spring break. And as this data will help us measure our progress using new accountability measures and allow us to compare our performance with districts that ODS identified as similar districts. This is a process we intentionally implemented this year to better prepare our systems for the new accountability requirements coming from the state for next year. And so we're already kind of fast forward on that. At the state level, the short legislative session ended on March 6th. And fortunately, there are no major cuts to K-12 funding that directly support students. school districts, and ESDs. This includes continued funding for the State School Fund and Student Success Act, which are critical resources for our schools. As we know, this makes up most of our budget, what we do. We are also working hard on our new summer school model. This year, we're hoping to serve over 200 students in a half-day program running 5 days a week for the month of June. In the mornings, we'll focus on serving students with the greatest academic needs, while the afternoons will be dedicated specifically to our migrant students for additional targeted support. Our priority for service model, or PFS, will prioritize migrant students first, followed by students in the lowest 20% academically, English language learners, and students receiving special education services. At the high school, summer school will primarily focus on credit recovery with the same priority structure if space becomes limited. So right now, we're currently working on staffing to help us achieve our goal for this year's summer school program. I'm excited about the opportunity this creates to expand access and provide more students in our community a valuable learning resource this summer. We're also applying for the ODE Summer Learning Grant, which will help support this effort, and we plan to have that application submitted by March 20th. So I'd like to have Mr. Murray come up and just give a couple updates and something surprising or fun and amazing going on this week too.
Good evening, everybody. And yeah, I mean, this is just an opportunity to expand. I mean, summer is a potent way to prevent the sliding that students often experience in summer when they're not in school and not working academically. And so this is an opportunity to expand that opportunity for hopefully up to 300 students. In addition to that, I simply wanted to invite you all to the 10th Annual Malheur County Spelling Bee this Thursday. It is the premier academic event in Malheur County. Features students from 19 different schools, and we will be once again crowning the top speller in the county as well as top spellers in each grade level. Things kick off at 8 o'clock in Mack Hall and end about 1 o'clock in Mack Hall, and hopefully you'll be able to come to some of those events. If not, you can access the district webpage for the live links for the events too. If you can't be here in person.
Thank you, Mr. Murray.
A question, Ryan.
Yeah.
You said that summer school would be 5 days a week?
Yep, for the month of June, yes. And we are and taking Juneteenth off. So it'll run for the full month of June. I think teacher worked down the 2nd and 3rd of those of June, and then so the first half of the day will be 7:30 to 12:30, and then those students will go home with migrant students staying after, and they'll go from 12:30 to 3:30. So.
Transportation offer?
Yes. Yep. We'll run 3 routes that day. You have your morning route to pick everybody up. Yeah. Then after lunch, the general students will go home, and then after 3:30, then migrant students will go home.
And it's K through 5 in the middle school?
No, it will be K through 12.
Oh.
So the K-8 model is more like your general education model where they'll have their math, their ELA, and those things. And the high school model is based on credit recovery. So.
Are we still going to have the international teachers?
Yes, we'll have 2 binational teachers, correct, coming and supporting both kind of.
Hidalgo and one from Campeche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do we have other questions from the board for?
We're gonna have one other thing to list on my announcement. Just, I think ASB president got most of them. I do want to say our spring theater production also takes place during this week. The theater department will present The Lightning Thief musical, and they're excited to see another great performance. It is only 1 week in the spring, so it is. They did a general performance to our middle school, high school. For A's and B's or anybody that's not failing, and then Wednesday they'll do a performance, Thursday, Friday, and then 2 on Saturday, and that's it. So we don't usually do 2 weeks. They're just putting it all in 1 week. Spring sports, choir and band, and those events happening as well. So busy spring already, but that is it.
Boy, is it ever a busy spring.
Yeah.
And there is a choir concert also.
Yes. Yes, tomorrow.
17.
Or so band does band have a
Band
performance
festival's tomorrow.
Band
We're hosting
festival
the
tomorrow.
local band festival tomorrow.
Okay.
So you'll see some extra school buses on campus, and then that's it, but we have lots of things happening.
Well, Mr. Durfee came into my office the other day and showed me all the state championship rings, and looking at kind of taking our choir to that next stage with Nissa Kids. So that's coming up too.
Great. Wonderful. Any other announcements?
That's it. Thank you.
We'll move on to Crystal.
tonight I have financials in your packet through February 28th. That very first page in your packet is just a summary of our general fund where we has our adopted budget and then our year-to-date as of 2/28. But I would like to focus on the second page that breaks everything down by month. Specifically going over the month of February, you're going to see a negative number in the revenue column, and so I'd like to explain that if you didn't have a chance to go through your packet already. So I received a letter from the county treasurer this the end of the month, stating that there has been a law change in Oregon, and they are notifying us that some of the taxing districts who have received surplus funds in the past, well, the law's changed, and those surplus funds actually now need to be set aside to go to those property owners or their heirs, and so can no longer be distributed to school districts like us, so they took it back. So just to kind of explain that a little bit better, sometimes people don't pay their property taxes, and the county can foreclose on that property, and if they sell that through the county land sale or through an auction, if the property sells for more than the taxes, the interest, and the costs owed on that property, then that's what creates the surplus, and that used to be distributed to us as a school district. But now that law has changed and they can't do that. So that's where the negative number is coming there, taking back that surplus money. And that was through the dates of 2017 to 2023. And so if you flip to after the general fund operating statement, I included that letter from the county so you can read that. And then also the breakdown of the taxes that we received from the county. Just to show you, the very first line is the property taxes that we received for the current year. So I want this sheet, everyone's there. And then underneath that is all the years past that they've taken the taxes back from us. So that number correlates with that number on the second page, that negative number. Clear as mud?
So at $8,759, correct?
Yes.
So is that a little less or next, or
they already did. They already did. So, but for the month, going over our revenue, we almost brought in 2.5 million. Our expenditures were about 2.3 going out last month, so we brought our cumulative balance to a little over 7.2 million, and we'll just carry that balance forward through June and pay all of our big expenditures in the month of June. Our middle school bond statement is the next report I always go over. We currently have a balance in that account of $417,000, a little over that. Our debt service payment coming up is just right at $400,000, so we have enough funds in that account to pay our next payment. In addition, we receive taxes for that account, and they, in addition to our other LGIP account, this LGIP account also, taxes were taken back because of that law change, and so I've also included that statement from the county that shows that negative. And then moving on to our food service statement, if no one has questions. The end of February, our revenue was a little over $613,000. Our expenditures were a little over $721,000, so that brings that deficit to a little over $108,000 for the year. Wanted to highlight we had 15 days of service in February, and then I thought, I don't usually tell you guys how many meals we served, so I thought you might be interested. In 15 days we served 9,224 breakfasts, 11,703 lunches, and 1,588 snacks. After that is the approval of the bills. I ran this February 2nd through March 2nd. That is everything that left the district's account for the month. And following that report is the payroll report for the month of February.
Do we have questions?
I did receive a phone call today that I'd like to share with everyone, questioning some fuel increase prices. So I let that person that asked me that question today know in our adopted budget, we have budgeted about $70,000 to pay for fuel this year. So we have 4 months left into the year. We've only spent 37,000 of that 70,000. So I'm confident we're gonna be okay, hoping. I'll watch it every month and let you know if we're gonna go over budget on that line item. If we get close, I'll just present a supplemental budget to the board for adoption later, probably May. Have to move around some funds, so we don't overspend, but we have more than 50% of that budget left and only 4 months left in the fiscal year, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. That was a good question I got asked today.
I've got another question for you.
Sure.
So in the past, and I don't remember what it was, but there was something that we were going to go over budget on, and so it had to be represented to the board and we had to approve it. So like with the lunches, we go over budget every single month. Since we're looking at this every month and approving it every month, does that count as our being presented?
Nope.
Okay, so is there time when we have to look at the school budget lunch again and say, or school lunch budget again and say, all right, we need to vote that this is okay?
So part of my job is presenting to you guys every month, and then as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year, I already have plans on presenting a supplemental budget to you. And mainly because like our SIA fund was more than what I proposed in the budget that got adopted. So we're spending more because we got more, so I need the board's approval. So I'll watch things, I'll look at the food service account if we need to make some adjustments. That's when I'll recommend it to the board. And in addition, so like for the fuel, if we go over, I can make an adjustment there as well. But I don't plan on doing that until May. I don't want to do it too soon, and then we have even more changes, and then I have to do it again. So try to do one supplemental. So
awesome.
Other questions for Crystal? Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We will move on then. There are no questions to the consent agenda. We've all looked at the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we adopt the consent agenda as is.
Do I hear a second on the motion?
Also.
It's been moved by Susie and seconded by Donnie to approve or to accept the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. We'll now move on to new business. We have an RFP for architectural and design. Would you like to fill us in, Ryan?
Yes. So we have an RFQ out there for the architectural and engineering services. With the multitude of projects we have going, having a general architect and design person would allow us to do these small projects like the bus cover, like, you know, there's those things. Anyway, so we put an RFQ for that, and we received 4 different bids from architectural design companies, all of them local. And so on that committee there was myself, maintenance supervisor, and our business manager, Mrs. Rideau, and we'll use a 100-point scoring rubric to go over all of those bids for that. And based on those rubrics is that we are recommending that the board award the architectural and engineering services RFQ to Schlager Zimmerman Architects. And Dion Zimmerman, as we know, has worked in our district quite frequently and done a lot of our projects, and so we were happy to see that. So that's the recommendation for myself and our committee to the board on that.
Do we have any questions for Ryan on that?
Where are they out of? Fruitland. Yeah.
And they're familiar with Oregon laws and.
Yeah, and so that company, especially one of the main architects, Zimmerman, did our middle school, helped with the HVAC, and I've done a multitude of projects here in our district. So,
what's your time frame for signing
soon as we let them know that we've ordered that, then we'll kind of work on that. It'll probably be pretty quick in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping.
Okay. Maybe I missed it, but we haven't seen the proposal from them yet, have we? Board?
For, what do you mean?
So you've got a proposal from them to award them to say, we want to appoint you as our architect, right?
Yeah, our general architect.
Right,
Yeah.
but you must have a proposal from them that says this is what we're gonna charge you, this is what our duties are going to be.
So that goes in the RFQ, that's what our group went over today already. And so it's a general one. What it doesn't do, it doesn't say, you know, we decided, hey, we want to talk to one of the other companies, Design West, to go do this. It doesn't lock us into that company. What it does, it allows us to use them more instead of every single one of them having to get that approved and go through that process. So it's a general design architect.
So it basically makes it more efficient.
Yeah, what I would say is it is kind of like your legal counsel saying, you know, like Mike Horton, who was our legal counsel, we're able to kind of go out and say, yes, they're our general one, we'll use it, but there's a lot of times when we know, like, hey, we'd rather, you know, over here for employment things or some better services, and so it does not lock us into using them exclusively, it just gives us that ability to contract as needed with them. So.
And we aren't charged until they
Until we
actually
use
do.
until we use the space, correct.
Do they have a list of like their fees or anything like that that we can?
That wasn't part of the RFQ. It was really about, do they know Oregon law? What projects have they done? The structure of the company, can they handle that? And so that was more what we looked into. So.
I think we would want to know how they are pricing wise for competitiveness.
The problem is it depends, right? Depends on what we're asking them, what they have to call in. Every project is different. If, you know, if we're saying, hey, give us something for the bus lane too, obviously that's vastly different than saying, you know, we want new bathrooms, and they're gonna have to call in other people. So it's difficult to give a very general, like, yeah, I'll give you a drawing versus how in depth do you want us to go on it. So.
Other questions?
And this is the scoring model?
Yep.
Okay, so this
yeah.
gives an idea of what it was they presented on.
They don't give you like an hourly fee for anything or anything like that?
That wasn't part of our proposal. We put in there.
So we've used them before and been very happy
Oh, yeah.
with them.
Yeah. Most of our projects, we actually, this is who we use. So.
So let me ask you, Ryan, if we ask them to do a project for us and we suddenly say, that's an outrageous price, we know that this other company, you know, might bid better, then we can go.
With any other company. It does not lock us in exclusively with this company. So, like I said, there's a lot of day-to-day things that we ask, hey, you know, like the Board of Law School, you know, what would that cost? What would that be? And then so we could actually go out and get a better estimate of those services and what that might look like. So.
I didn't want to lock us out of the total, of that type of flexibility.
So what would they be doing?
Like I said, it depends when you said, hey, we need a cover for the buses. So we say, hey, we need something designed, engineered, you know, what would that look like? How much would that cost us? And so they would actually do that, write it up with all of the laws and everything, and then they'd give that to us, and then we go forward from there, and now we can give it to a contractor. Build this. We went and we look like we're going to be modifying our current science building for some renovation things. We can go to them, what would this look like? Instead of going every single time going an RFP out there, we're able to use them in general things. Anything over 50,000, you know, we would say, hey, this is a bigger project. Our new dressing facility, CTE, that would be something that we may say, let's look a little more broadly at some other companies at that point. So the day-to-day things that allows us to just go forward with.
So it's basically a small project architect that you can just access quickly.
Yeah, just access quickly and, hey, a bus turnaround, what would that look like? Those kind of things.
So you propose that anything above a certain amount, we would.
Yeah, and we've already been working on them for some of the projects for the new building, like, hey, what would it look like if we just drew this over here? And so they've done some very initial things for us, but they haven't really gone in depth with the HVAC and those things that we would say. Let's look at some other designs, see what other companies have. So
why do you need board approval?
it actually what it allows us to do is if it does go above $50,000 right now, it's like I think there was 2 other projects. How much would it be? It was the bus turnaround. It was something else. Like all those things together, it would have been over $50,000. And so it's like, okay, where are we at now? We got to stop this. We got to go backwards, and it stops the progress what we're able to do. And so again, and it gives us the ability to constantly say, like beyond who we know, hey, we need to do this again. Yes, we already have. You already are kind of our design person, so let's keep going. And there's continuity of what we do because of that.
So are we using them for the cafeteria now?
Yes.
So you've used them already, right?
Oh yeah.
For this kind of same stuff?
Yep.
So what does it cost normally?
Depends on the building, depends on the scope of what they do. Like that's part of the issue. I mean, it just depends. So. And this is a very common thing that most districts do have a general architect and design person and a general contractor as well. And we also have another RFP out for that because right now, again, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we need this. We're calling in favors. We're doing this. This is actually a more formal system for us to get the actual drawings and bids that we need. So.
Other questions for Mr. Hawkins?
Have they already done the architectural stuff for the new cafeteria?
They've done some initial things, and so like if he's been looking if we don't do the on top of the roof kind of panel. So he's been doing just the basic roof stuff, and he's been talking to Gina about what the inside might look, but we don't have official designs on that whole thing yet.
And we could bid that out to somebody else to,
Yep. Yep.
But the architectural work wouldn't really be bid out to somebody else because we've already asked them to draw it up, and so we will have already incurred those costs.
So we just do the initial ones. If he does in-depth pulling the permits, pulling what those look like, then we're committing to that's when they're putting the work in. So right now, luckily like I said, with this company there, they're really good to work with. I asked them, remember the middle school? We had a bus turnaround there. That was one of the projects that got cut when we slimmed it down. Like, remember that? Could you pull those? What does that look like? I mean, he's been helping us out, just doing some initial stuff in design, but nothing really in depth. Like, hey, we need to get a land group in here. We need to do this. Like, so it's very surface for us, just to have an idea.
You do drawings, but not necessarily engineered drawings.
Yeah, some like so the cafeteria. He is doing some engineering drawings in that. So. Yeah.
Other questions? Appreciate the information. Okay. The next item are policy updates.
So on this item, on the architectural, the RFQ, I'd like to, if we can make a motion on that, to accept that RFQ for the Slater Zimmerman Architects, so we can kind of move forward and awarding them that general design architect company.
Burnett, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to go ahead and move forward with it.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved by Donnie and seconded by Maribel to accept the RFP for architectural and design. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
We'll move on to policy updates.
So in there, in the packet as well, on new business, we have policy updates as we went over in our study session on Monday, and we made those changes that we discussed in there. And I think, so if you look at like AE number 1, that in the red that shows that change, BBF, that was at number 6 we added in there and moved everything down. And I think that was it, because everything else we said, like the superintendent's evaluation annually, you know, we said that was already in another policy, so we didn't make an update on that. But I think, and the only one that we're working on is that timeline that I'm going to discuss a little further about keeping electronic, the videos for this. So that would be the only one that I'm still working on that one. Okay, that's it. So, I mean, with the motion to accept those, or?
Are there any other questions on those updates? Do I hear a motion now?
I make a motion that we approve policy updates, AE district goals, and BBF board member standards of conduct.
I second.
It's been moved by Maribel and seconded by Nick to accept the policy updates in BBF 3. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. The motion carries. Move on to the board report. We will be having a work session on April 6th at 6 o'clock, per usual. And to let everyone know again, the board scholarship deadline is April 3rd at 5 o'clock. Applications, complete applications need to be submitted to Megan. Incomplete applications will not be accepted. And then, as a reminder to all of us on the board, the statement of economic interest needs to be filed between March 15th when it opens and April 15th. Are there any other announcements?
Can we do our middle school accommodation?
Pardon me?
Can we do our middle school commendations?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please. Middle school accommodations.
They've arrived. Thank you, I appreciate it. Dennis, come on down. Take his own sweet time getting up here. All right, that's what a champion does. All right, I have a few things to share about Dennis. Mr. Anderson said this: Dennis is a great student that not only works hard on his assignments, but always tries to encourage fellow students to stay focused on their work as well. He is kind and seemingly willing to work with any student to accomplish tasks to the best of his ability. That was from Mr. Anderson. Mrs. Condra said, Dennis always puts forth his best effort and is helpful to his classmates. He takes an active role in his classroom discussion and can liven up a lesson with his sense of humor. He's a funny guy. I like it. And then one more, Mr. Long. Dennis does a great job in PE. He's willing to try, be a good team player, and encourage others. Keep up the good work, Dennis.
Congratulations, Dennis. Are there any other questions, comments, announcements from the board?